Disclaimer: the content presented in this video is based on the concept of deep focus, inspired by the ideas shared in the book Deep Focus by the author. This video is created for educational and motivational purposes, aiming to help viewers better understand and apply the principles of intense focus in their lives. The review of this revolutionary book will be delivered in 6 parts, providing a structured and comprehensive exploration of its key concepts. Each part will delve into specific aspects of deep focus, offering insights to inspire and educate. Please note, this video does not serve as a substitute for the original book. We strongly encourage you to read the book for a thorough understanding of the ideas discussed. All rights and credits for the original material belong to the respective author and publisher. This content represents our interpretation and summary, crafted to provide clarity, inspiration, and practical value for viewers. About the author. Hwang Nong-moon is a professor emeritus at Seoul National University, renowned for his groundbreaking work in materials science and his development of the concept of deep focus. He graduated from the Department of Metallurgical Engineering at Seoul National University and earned his master's and doctorate degrees from KAIST. Over his illustrious career, he has served as a senior and principal researcher at the Korea Research Institute of Standards and Science, a visiting researcher at the National Institute of Standards and Technology in the United States, and the National Research Institute of Metals in Japan. He also worked as an associate professor and professor in the Department of Materials Science and Engineering at Seoul National University. Hwang Nong-moon's fascination with deep focus began during a 7-year period of intense immersion in his research. This experience led him to realize that immersive thinking could maximize brain utilization and enable people to live their best lives. Through this method, he solved long-standing scientific challenges that had remained unanswered for over 50 years, achieving not only exceptional research outcomes but also profound personal satisfaction and happiness. Among his notable achievements, the theory of charged nanoparticles was one of the first major results of his immersive research, earning him the Best Paper Award from the Korean Federation of Science and Technology Societies. In 2006, his work was recognized by being selected for the National Research Laboratory Program by the Ministry of Science and Technology. Hwang authored Deep Focus to share his insights on immersive thinking and how it could inspire individuals to unlock new possibilities and change their futures. The book was widely acclaimed, named one of the top 5 business books of the year by South Korean business leaders in 2008, and selected as Book of the Year by South Korean bookstores. It was also recommended by notable figures and featured in CCIN's Books Recommended by Influential People in 2011. Riding the wave of this success, Hwang published Deep Focus: The Second Story, which also became a bestseller. Today, Hwang continues to promote the value of deep focus through the Deep Focus Academy and his YouTube channel, Hwang Nong-moon's Deep Focus Stories. Through his efforts, he seeks to inspire more people to harness the power of immersive thinking in their lives. Overview of the book. Deep focus is a powerful exploration of the mental state where individuals achieve their fullest potential through complete concentration and immersion. The book reveals how focusing deeply on a single task can unlock creativity, enhance problem-solving skills, and lead to unparalleled productivity and personal fulfillment. Drawing from personal experiences, neuroscience, and historical examples, the author demonstrates that this state is not just for geniuses, but accessible to anyone willing to cultivate it. At its core, deep focus emphasizes the importance of shifting from mere hard work to deliberate, intentional thinking. It outlines practical steps to eliminate distractions, set meaningful goals, and align challenges with personal skills, making this transformative state achievable in education, the workplace, and daily life. The book also highlights the emotional rewards of deep focus, such as joy, confidence, and a sense of purpose, encouraging readers to embrace this mindset to elevate both their professional achievements and personal satisfaction. The prologue introduces the idea of reaching one's full potential through a state of complete mental immersion. This transformative state allows individuals to access heightened creativity, problem-solving abilities, and deep satisfaction. Historical figures like Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein exemplify how focused immersion led to groundbreaking discoveries. The author also shares personal experiences, demonstrating how intense focus can bring not only professional success, but also profound happiness. The prologue emphasizes that deep focus is not a talent limited to a select few, but a skill anyone can develop. By fully engaging in meaningful tasks and eliminating distractions, individuals can unlock extraordinary results. It serves as an invitation to adopt this mindset as a way to achieve both personal fulfillment and exceptional accomplishments. In the introduction of Deep Focus, the author recounts their experience of solving a significant scientific problem over a year and a half, showcasing the power of immersive thinking. The challenge centered on understanding how diamonds could form at low pressure, a question that had confounded scientists for decades. The author became fully engrossed in this problem, dedicating almost all their waking moments to thinking about it and even engaging with the issue subconsciously while sleeping or during routine activities. They describe the process as one of constant reflection and iterative reasoning. Even mundane activities such as eating or commuting became opportunities for the mind to revisit the problem from different angles. At times, they would wake up in the middle of the night with new insights or questions to pursue further. The sustained immersion not only kept the problem active in their conscious mind, but also allowed their subconscious to process it, leading to moments of sudden clarity and inspiration. Eventually, this relentless focus culminated in a breakthrough. The author was able to propose a solution to the diamond formation mystery, earning significant recognition in their field. More importantly, the experience underscored the emotional and intellectual rewards of deep focus. The author highlights the profound sense of joy, confidence, and purpose derived from solving such a challenging problem, suggesting that this level of engagement can unlock hidden potential and lead to life-changing outcomes. This anecdote serves as a powerful testament to the transformative power of deep focus and sets the tone for the book's exploration of how anyone can cultivate this mindset to achieve extraordinary results in their personal and professional lives. Chapter 1. From Work Hard to Think Hard. This chapter begins by challenging the conventional belief that success comes solely from hard work. Instead, it argues for a shift in mindset from work hard to think hard, emphasizing the value of deliberate and immersive thinking. The author illustrates this idea by examining the thinking methods of historical geniuses who revolutionized their fields through profound focus and innovative thought. 1. The thinking methods of geniuses who changed the world. This section explores how history's greatest minds achieved extraordinary breakthroughs through deep and sustained focus. Isaac Newton, for example, attributed his discovery of gravity to his ability to focus exclusively on the problem over extended periods. Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, describes spending nearly every waking moment contemplating quantum mechanics, sometimes even while lying in bed or driving. Another example, Paul Erdos, the legendary mathematician, devoted his entire life to solving mathematical problems, working up to 19 hours a day and publishing over 1,500 papers. These examples illustrate a common thread: the power of immersive thinking. Rather than relying solely on innate talent, these individuals demonstrated that consistent and deliberate engagement with a single problem can lead to groundbreaking solutions. The chapter emphasizes that this deep focus is not exclusive to geniuses, but is a skill that anyone can develop to maximize their potential. 2. Middle school students solving calculus on their own. This section highlights the power of immersive thinking and deep focus in learning and problem solving. The author describes an experiment where middle school students were given calculus problems to solve independently. Despite having no prior background in calculus, these students were able to deeply engage with the problems, think critically, and arrive at solutions through their own efforts. Without traditional lecture-based instruction, the students approached the problems logically, exploring concepts and methods intuitively. Through sustained focus and self-guided exploration, they successfully grasp the core ideas of calculus and solve the problems. This demonstrates the profound impact of immersive thinking and concentration on learning outcomes. The example underscores that deep focus goes beyond improving the pace of learning. It fosters creative thinking and self-reliant problem-solving skills, enabling students to achieve results that surpass conventional educational approaches. 3. The free and natural flow of deep focus. This section explores how deep focus enables a state of free and natural flow, where the mind seamlessly aligns with the task at hand. In this state, individuals experience an effortless connection to their work, where tasks no longer feel burdensome but instead become intrinsically enjoyable. Time seems to disappear, with hours feeling like minutes, as attention and energy are fully immersed in the activity. The author references Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's groundbreaking concept of flow, describing it as the optimal balance between challenge and skill. When tasks are neither too simple nor overwhelmingly difficult, they create an ideal environment for deep focus. Albert Einstein's legendary moments of insight are cited as examples of this phenomenon. Einstein's revolutionary theories, such as relativity, were born from his ability to enter this free-flowing state of deep focus, where he could think abstractly and explore complex ideas without distraction. This state is not only productive, but also emotionally fulfilling. The joy and satisfaction derived from deep focus inspire creativity and innovation. The author emphasizes that this free-flowing state arises naturally when individuals engage with tasks that resonate with their interests and align with their goals. By eliminating distractions and structuring tasks to suit their capabilities, anyone can access this transformative power. Through Csikszentmihalyi's research and Einstein's experiences, the author illustrates how deep focus allows individuals to achieve groundbreaking results while cultivating a sense of effortlessness and fulfillment. This natural flow is not just a tool for productivity, but a pathway to personal and intellectual growth. 4. My unique experience of deep focus. The author recounts his personal journey of achieving deep focus, rooted in a desire to live a life without regrets and fully commit to giving their best effort. This mindset of striving for excellence led to their exploration of extreme focus, resulting in a transformative state of deep focus. The section narrates how this pursuit shaped their life, beginning from middle school and culminating in their understanding of sustainable and effective focus. The early drive for excellence. The author traces his quest for a regret-free life back to their middle and high school years. He vividly recalls ending each day by reflecting on their actions, often with feelings of regret and resolve to do better. This reflection evolved into a larger existential concern. While there is always another month or year to recover from failures, there is no second chance at life itself. The fear of living a regret-filled life motivated him to seek answers to the question, what does it mean to live my best life? However, the author acknowledges that his understanding of giving their best was flawed in their early years. Despite a strong drive to succeed, they often found themselves pursuing the wrong methods, which led to burnout and disappointment. The misconception about sleep and study. During his middle school years, the author believed that sacrificing sleep was essential for academic success. Influenced by the belief that elite schools required extreme dedication, they adopted a rigorous schedule, sleeping only 4 hours a night. At first, this practice seemed rewarding. The author took pride in their discipline and measured daily success by whether they adhered to this strict routine. However, as sleep deprivation continued, its negative effects became apparent. He struggled with concentration, found studying increasingly unpleasant, and experienced physical and mental fatigue. Sleep-deprived school days were filled with drowsiness during classes and frequent naps during breaks. By high school, these issues worsened, leading to feelings of depression and a realization that his approach to studying might be fundamentally flawed. The breaking point: sacrificing health. In his final year of high school, the pressure intensified. A common belief at the time stated, Sleep 3 hours and you'll pass. Sleep 4 hours and you'll fail. Both the author and his family adhered to this notion, and his mother would wake them daily at 3 a.m. Despite their resolve to study harder, the cumulative effects of sleep deprivation took a toll. The author suffered from physical ailments, including severe colds and tonsillitis, requiring him to attend school with bandages on his throat. His condition deteriorated to the point where his parents decided to prioritize his health over academic success, allowing him to sleep 6 hours a night. The turning point: rediscovering balance. After transitioning to 6 hours of sleep, the author experienced a remarkable transformation. Studying, which had previously felt like torture, became significantly easier. Mental clarity improved, and his ability to focus on tasks for longer periods led to noticeable academic improvement. He realized that cutting sleep to study was counterproductive, as sleep deprivation severely hampered his ability to think and retain information. This revelation marked a turning point in his understanding of effective study methods. The author concluded that studying isn't inherently difficult. It becomes challenging only when the mind is burdened by fatigue. Without enough sleep, the act of studying feels like a grueling chore, but with adequate rest, it can be a rewarding and productive activity. The key to sustain deep focus. The author likens studying to running a marathon. Both require finding a sustainable pace. He emphasizes the importance of creating a personalized daily routine that balances effort with recovery to avoid mental and physical exhaustion. His approach to maintaining this balance included regular, stress-relieving activities, such as watching the school baseball team practice after classes, before resuming study sessions at the library until late evening. This routine allowed the author to maintain consistent focus and effort without succumbing to burnout. By prioritizing sufficient sleep and incorporating enjoyable activities into his schedule, he found a sustainable paradigm for achieving his best without sacrificing his well-being. 5. The secret to studying consistently without overexertion. The author reflects on the struggles and lessons learned during their academic journey, emphasizing the importance of sustainable effort and clear goals. They recount a period of aimless wandering during their early university years, characterized by indecision about how to allocate their time among academics, social activities, and other pursuits. This lack of clarity led to wasted time and a sense of unfulfilled potential, prompting a shift in mindset towards setting specific goals. The power of clear goals. To break free from aimlessness, the author decided to focus on a single clear objective: gaining admission to a prestigious graduate school, eventually setting their sights on CAST. This decision brought discipline and structure to his daily routine, with a focus on consistent effort rather than overexertion. The author adhered to a study routine that avoided late nights and emphasized adequate sleep, allowing them to maintain both physical and mental well-being. This approach resulted in improved academic performance and greater personal satisfaction, ultimately leading to his successful admission to CAST. Learning from a great mentor. During his time at CAST, the author encountered a pivotal mentor, Professor Yoon-Duk Yong, a world-renowned scholar in materials science. Yoon's teachings reshaped the author's approach to research and life, emphasizing 1. Thinking critically rather than blindly working hard. 2. Striving to become the best in one's field. 3. Enjoying the process of research. 4. Treating research as an art form and pursuing excellence in every detail. While the rigorous expectations were initially overwhelming, the author eventually embraced them, unlocking hidden potential and learning the value of professionalism and dedication. Becoming a true professional. Through mentorship and exposure to dedicated researchers like Robert Roth at NIST, the author gained insight into the mindset of true professionals. These individuals devoted themselves entirely to their research, finding joy and fulfillment in their work. Initially skeptical of such singular focus, the author came to appreciate the simplicity and purposefulness of their approach, which inspired a personal transformation. The value of sustainable effort. The author concludes that sustainable effort, guided by clear goals and adequate rest, is key to long-term success. Sacrificing health or personal happiness for short-term gains is counterproductive, as exhaustion undermines productivity and motivation. Instead, balance and consistency allow individuals to unlock their full potential while enjoying the journey. This philosophy not only shaped the author's academic and professional achievements, but also provided a framework for a fulfilling and regret-free life. 6. Transitioning from work hard to think hard. This section highlights the author's realization of the importance of deep and sustained thinking over mere hard work. The transformation began after attending a seminar by Brian Lawn, a fellow at NIST, who presented his years-long research on an incredibly challenging topic. Lawn's commitment to tackling essential, albeit difficult problems inspired the author to reevaluate his approach to research in life. The key insight was that genuine satisfaction comes not from accumulating results like papers, but from pursuing meaningful and challenging goals with full dedication. The shift from work hard to think hard. The author reflects on how his past focus on publishing papers and meeting deadlines limited his ability to engage with truly significant problems. Inspired by mentors at NIST, who exemplified a focus-driven research ethic, the author recognized that effective research isn't about relentless activity, but about prolonged, immersive thinking. Observing how a NIST fellow carried a sheet of experimental data everywhere, whether walking, drinking coffee, or attending seminars, deeply impressed the author. It became clear that true research excellence lies in constantly thinking about a problem, regardless of how difficult it seems. Through this realization, the author decided to adopt a new paradigm, shifting from the traditional work hard mentality, which prioritizes effort and output, to think hard, which emphasizes the quality and depth of thought. This approach enabled him to maximize his intellectual potential and address problems with clarity and creativity. He concluded that while working hard might yield modest improvements, thinking hard has the power to achieve results that are exponentially greater. The lessons from NIST. The author learned two vital lessons at NIST. 1. Focus on thinking over doing. Immersive thinking, rather than sheer activity, leads to groundbreaking outcomes. It is not the hours spent working, but the hours spent deeply thinking that determine the quality of research. 2. Pursue meaningful problems. Success lies in tackling significant challenges, even if they seem insurmountable. Choosing meaningful problems forces individuals to unlock hidden potential and embrace immersive thinking. Practical application. Diamond research. Returning to Korea, the author faced setbacks when a research proposal on phase diagrams was rejected due to its perceived lack of urgency. Pivoting to a new assignment on low-pressure diamond formation, the author decided to apply the lessons learned at NIST. He approached the topic with full focus, embedding in himself the belief that this was the most important problem in the world. The central question, why metastable diamond forms at low pressure instead of the stable phase of graphite, seemed nearly impossible to solve. Yet, by dedicating every conscious moment to this challenge, the author entered a state of complete immersion. This immersive focus not only maximized his cognitive abilities, but also brought immense joy and satisfaction. What initially appeared to be a grueling path turned out to be a rewarding journey, revealing that the pursuit of challenging goals through deep focus can transform difficult tasks into profoundly fulfilling experiences. The power of the think hard paradigm. The author's transformation into someone who prioritized thinking over working redefined his approach to research and life. By focusing on problems of significance and immersing himself deeply in thinking, he achieved results that far surpassed his earlier efforts under the work-hard mindset. This paradigm shift led to greater productivity, creativity, and personal growth, emphasizing that deep focus is the key to unlocking one's full potential and experiencing lasting satisfaction. In this video, we delve into Chapter 2, The Heart of the Book, which explores the transformative journey into deep focus. This chapter outlines essential preparations and the 3-day process required to achieve full deep focus, offering practical insights and lessons from first-hand experiences. You'll discover the joys and precautions of deep focus, the importance of slow and deliberate thinking, and how this state enhances problem-solving and creativity even while you sleep. Key topics include the role of serendipity, inspiration from dreams, and how deep focus can lead to the pinnacle of happiness and a profound transformation of your values for a more meaningful life. The chapter culminates with strategies for achieving excellence in moments of intense focus, making this content not only foundational but also crucial for unlocking your true potential. Chapter 2. Preparing for Deep Focus. 1. Essential preparations before entering deep focus. This section outlines the essential preparations for entering a state of deep focus, emphasizing that success depends on creating the right conditions for sustained mental engagement. 1. Set a clear problem. Deep focus begins with a well-defined and meaningful problem. Just as a shooter targets a specific object, focusing the mind requires a clear and compelling question to solve. The problem should be significant, challenging, and emotionally engaging to maximize the intensity of focus. Preparing by studying related materials in the weeks leading up to the deep focus also helps build the foundational knowledge necessary for effective problem solving. 2. Create a distraction-free environment. To achieve deep focus, it is critical to eliminate distractions. This includes clearing other responsibilities, informing family or colleagues to avoid interruptions, and ensuring the problem at hand is the sole priority for at least a week. Additionally, avoiding external stimuli such as news, TV, or unrelated conversations prevents the brain from losing focus. 3. Secure a private space. A private and quiet environment is essential for deep focus. Sharing a room with others can impede concentration, as the brain subconsciously remains alert to external stimuli. A dedicated space with a comfortable chair or sofa that supports a relaxed posture enhances focus. 4. Engage in regular physical exercise. Physical activity plays a key role in maintaining mental clarity and preventing burnout during intense cognitive efforts. Exercise provides a break from mental tasks, promotes a sense of well-being, and builds the confidence and energy needed for deep focus. The author recommends daily exercise that is enjoyable, involves sweating, and lasts no longer than an hour. 5. Focus on nutrition. The author shares his personal experience with a protein-rich diet, supplemented with vegetables, which they found beneficial during their 7 years of intense research. Although the relationship between diet and focus is not definitively proven, he believes that protein helps sustain the high levels of brain activity required for deep focus. 2. The 3-day process to achieve complete deep focus. Achieving a state of deep focus requires preparation and a gradual process of deep focus. While seasoned individuals can reach this state in 3 days, beginners may need up to a week to fully engage. This section outlines the 3-day process of entering complete deep focus, emphasizing meditative thinking, eliminating distractions, and maintaining consistency. Day 1. Clearing the mind and establishing a foundation. Objective. Begin analyzing the chosen problem while clearing distractions and adjusting to a meditative pace of thought. Process. Sit comfortably in a chair with full body support and consciously slow down the speed of thinking. It's natural for distractions to arise, but persistent effort gradually improves focus. Techniques. Write down the problem and place it in a visible spot to maintain attention. Consider slow walking while thinking to match the pace of physical and mental activity. If light sleep or a semi-dream state occurs during this process, embrace it as it often enhances concentration and idea generation. Challenges. The first day is the most difficult due to mental clutter and lack of focus. It requires patience, as progress may not be immediately visible. Tips. Record any ideas that arise, even if they seem insignificant, to free mental capacity and encourage further thought development. Day 2. Ideas begin to surface. Objective. Build on the first day's efforts as ideas and associations related to the problem begin to emerge. Progress. The mind is less distracted, and focus on the problem improves. Some initial ideas arise, though they are often not groundbreaking. Challenges. Boredom or frustration may intensify as the repetitive nature of thinking continues. It is crucial to remain calm and sustain effort to maintain momentum. Milestones. If you start dreaming about the problem, it indicates that deep focus is progressing. Tips. Avoid social interactions or distractions, as they can reset focus levels, forcing you to start over. Day 3. The joy of thinking emerges. Objective. Achieve sustained engagement and enjoyment in thinking about the problem. Progress. Concentration becomes easier, and thinking feels less effortful. Ideas become more valuable and relevant, signaling that about 70 to 80% of deep focus has been achieved. Breakthrough. By the afternoon of the third day, significant insights may arise, and the process becomes enjoyable, with focus levels peaking at 90%. Techniques. Maintain a meditative pace and continue recording ideas. Allow physical relaxation to accompany mental engagement, but remain seated rather than lying down to avoid falling into deep sleep. Sustaining deep focus. At this stage, maintaining focus feels natural, akin to walking a mountain ridge after a strenuous climb. The effect of brain waves on deep focus. Delta waves, ranging from 0.1 to 3 Hz, are associated with deep sleep or comatose states and are commonly observed in infants, young children, and adults during deep sleep. Theta waves at 4 to 7 Hz occur in drowsy or trance-like states, often just before falling asleep or during light sleep, and are linked to daydreaming or hypnosis. Alpha waves spanning 8 to 13 Hz have 3 variations. Slow alpha waves, around 8 Hz, are linked to complete relaxation, similar to meditation or a blank mind. Mid-alpha waves, 10 to 12 Hz, represent a balance of relaxation and focused thinking, making them ideal for solving problems and experiencing sudden insights. Fast alpha waves, 12 to 13 Hz, occur during slight tension while maintaining attentiveness. Beta waves, ranging from 14 to 30 Hz, dominate during physical activity or regular tasks. These waves intensify under stress but are less effective for deep problem solving due to reduced cognitive processing capabilities. Fast thinking triggers beta waves, making them suitable for simple tasks or quick responses, such as answering straightforward questions or engaging in conversation. However, beta waves hinder deep memory recall and are not ideal for solving complex problems. Slowing the speed of thought induces alpha waves, which facilitate deeper thinking and problem solving. Closing the eyes reduces sensory input, slows brain activity, and enhances alpha wave dominance. Mid-alpha waves represent an optimal state for focused, relaxed thinking, while slow alpha waves signify complete relaxation, akin to meditation. Further slowing brain waves leads to theta waves, often experienced during light sleep or the verge of dozing off. This twilight sleep state is highly conducive to generating creative ideas, as the brain's long-term memory becomes highly active. In deep sleep, associated with delta waves, long-term memory is intensely activated, aiding the brain in processing and storing information effectively. For deep focus, beta waves are suitable for simple tasks but limit deeper cognitive engagement. Complex problem-solving requires a transition to slower alpha waves, achieved by minimizing distractions, such as closing eyes and meditating on the problem. Creative insights often arise in the theta state during light sleep or relaxation. Memory enhancement occurs during deep sleep in the delta wave state, which is essential for consolidating memories and fostering new ideas. Understanding and harnessing these brainwave states allows individuals to optimize their mental performance for various tasks, from solving complex problems to sparking creativity. 3. Lessons learned after experiencing deep focus. Reaching a state of deep focus transforms the experience into one of intense concentration and mental clarity. Intrusive thoughts disappear, and the individual becomes entirely fixated on the chosen problem. Thinking itself becomes enjoyable, and even minor distractions naturally redirect attention back to the primary focus. This state involves profound deep focus, reshaping routines and mental processes. In this state, individuals remain preoccupied with the problem throughout their waking hours, and even upon waking from sleep. The problem feels vividly real, while the outside world fades into the background, much like a passing landscape seen from a train. Total deep focus blurs the boundaries between conscious and subconscious processing, often leading to waking with fully formed ideas. This indicates that focus persists even during sleep, a hallmark of deep focus. A key indicator of complete deep focus is waking up already thinking about the problem. If there is a delay in resuming thoughts upon waking, it suggests the focus level is not yet fully achieved. Interestingly, during periods of deep focus, individuals often do not dream. Dreams are more common when focus is moderate, around 50 to 60%. But as deep focus deepens, the mind becomes entirely centered on the chosen problem, excluding other mental activity. 4. The joy and precautions of deep focus. The author recalls their first encounter with deep focus in February 1990 during a research fellowship at NIST in the United States. Living alone provided the quiet and time needed to fully immerse in thought. By dedicating themselves to unsolved research problems, they entered a transformative state of deep focus, which was both exhilarating and mentally consuming. This section delves into the joys, challenges, and strategies for managing deep focus effectively. Deep focus is marked by the mind being completely absorbed in a single problem, excluding all other distractions. The author describes the joy and excitement of this mental state, where ideas flow naturally and frequently, accompanied by a mild euphoria. This clarity and productivity are deeply fulfilling, offering a sense of achieving one's intellectual potential. However, prolonged deep focus came with unintended consequences for the author, including insomnia and physical exhaustion. While his body was fatigued, his mind remained hyperactive, generating ideas even at night, disrupting sleep, and creating anxiety. The inability to step away from deep focus led to a sense of losing control over his thoughts, highlighting the risks of overindulgence. To counter these effects, the author found that physical exercise, such as daily tennis, was a vital remedy. Exercise alleviated overstimulation, restored healthy sleep patterns, and allowed them to maintain deep focus without adverse effects. It provided a necessary mental and physical reset, emphasizing the importance of balance during and after periods of intense focus. Reflecting on historical figures such as Mozart, Newton, Van Gogh, and John Nash, the author explores how extreme deep focus in their work may have contributed to mental health struggles. He suggests that these individuals might have sustained greater productivity and longevity if they had incorporated regular exercise and self-care into their routines. Deep focus offers unparalleled benefits, including creativity, joy, and the ability to engage with complex problems. However, without balance, it can lead to overstimulation, sleep deprivation, and health risks. Regular physical exercise is essential for maintaining well-being, preventing burnout, and ensuring long-term resilience. The author underscores the need to manage deep focus responsibly, combining its benefits with habits that support overall health. 5. The importance of slow thinking. This section highlights the importance of slow thinking in achieving and sustaining deep focus, advocating for deliberate, measured mental activity over frantic, stress-driven approaches. It delves into the physiological and psychological aspects of deep focus, emphasizing the role of alpha brainwaves and the value of light sleep, or microsleeps, in fostering breakthrough ideas. While moderate stress can enhance focus and problem-solving, excessive stress leads to anxiety and inefficiency, undermining effective thinking. The author emphasizes that stress itself does not solve problems. Rather, it is the focus state induced by stress that drives solutions. To maximize the benefits of deep focus, it is crucial to minimize the negative effects of stress through slow and deliberate thinking. Slow thinking, akin to meditation, involves relaxing the body, leaning back comfortably, and calmly engaging with a problem. This practice helps elevate focus levels without inducing stress. Additionally, regular physical exercise is crucial for sustaining mental clarity and boosting confidence during problem-solving efforts. Deep focus thrives in the alpha brainwave state, where the mind operates in a relaxed yet concentrated mode. In contrast, fast and stressful thinking generates beta brainwaves, which are associated with physical and mental strain, headaches, and reduced efficiency in tackling complex problems. Slow thinking shifts the brain into the alpha state, allowing for focused contemplation free from the adverse effects of stress. The benefits of exercise and a patient approach are exemplified in a PhD student's journey. Initially overwhelmed by stress and fatigue, the student adopted a more relaxed approach and incorporated regular boxing into their routine. Over time, they regained confidence, overcame stress, and resolved a previously insurmountable research problem, demonstrating how physical activity and measured thinking support breakthroughs in deep focus. Light sleep, or microsleeps, during deep focus is a positive phenomenon. This state activates deeper brain functions and enhances long-term memory, often leading to the emergence of novel ideas. It represents a unique overlap of wakefulness and sleep, enabling continued engagement with a problem even in a semi-conscious state. The author shares personal experiences of microsleeps, sustaining focus and facilitating seamless transitions back to conscious thought. Historical figures like mathematician Paul Erdos illustrate the productive use of light sleep in deep focus. Known for brief doses during discussions, Erdos consistently maintained complete understanding and engagement with the subject matter. Practical strategies for mastering deep focus include adopting slow thinking through relaxation and deliberate contemplation, engaging in regular vigorous physical activity to manage stress and boost cognitive function, and embracing light sleep as a natural and beneficial element of deep focus. By integrating these practices, individuals can navigate the challenges of deep focus and unlock its significant rewards. 6. Enhanced problem solving in a state of deep focus. This section explores the transformative impact of deep focus on problem solving, the emergence of ideas, and the interaction between conscious and unconscious thought during this state. In a state of deep focus, individuals experience heightened problem-solving capabilities. This state allows for the simultaneous analysis of complex and interconnected information, a detailed understanding of subtle aspects of the problem, and an extraordinary sense of mental clarity and focus, often described as superhuman cognition. However, the effectiveness of this process depends significantly on an individual's accumulated knowledge and their analytical and creative thinking skills. Continuous development of these areas is essential to fully harness the benefits of deep focus. Ideas generated during deep focus vary in nature. They may include direct solutions to the problem at hand, insights into the next steps, or even resolutions to unrelated but previously considered issues, including philosophical or life-related questions. This process is marked by a sense of enjoyment in thinking, which sustains prolonged focus sessions. Regular exercise and a meditative approach further enhance the quality and duration of these sessions. Ideas often emerge unpredictably during deep focus. Initial periods of stagnation are common, but are frequently followed by sudden bursts of inspiration. While these moments may initially feel like random strokes of luck, continued deep focus reveals a systematic process driven by deep focus. These ideas often originate from prior subconscious processing, particularly during sleep or moments of light rest, and their realization can feel more like rediscovery than creation. Sleep, especially light sleep or microsleeps, plays a crucial role in idea generation. Insights often surface upon waking, making it valuable to think about the problem before sleep. Light naps during the day also foster creativity and support optimal mental performance. Keeping a notebook handy to record ideas immediately upon waking is a practical way to capture these moments of clarity. The experience of deep focus is inherently enjoyable, with ideas emerging naturally and frequently. The saying "sleep on the problem" encapsulates the phenomenon where sleep acts as a catalyst for problem solving. Emerging ideas during waking hours are often the result of subconscious thought processes that occur during sleep or light rest, highlighting the critical role of the subconscious in driving creative solutions. By understanding and applying these principles, individuals can optimize their mental capabilities, enhance creativity, and consistently achieve innovative breakthroughs through deep focus. 7. The role of sleep in learning and problem solving. This section explores the connection between sleep, memory, and problem solving, emphasizing how the brain leverages the subconscious during sleep and light sleep, or microsleep, to generate creative solutions and ideas. Sleep plays a critical role in consolidating and reorganizing daytime experiences within the hippocampus. During this process, significant memories are distinguished from trivial ones, with the former stored as long-term memories and the latter discarded. Emotional intensity and repetition are key criteria for determining the importance of a memory, with emotionally charged or frequently encountered information prioritized for retention. To maximize problem-solving potential during sleep, it's essential to repeatedly focus on a single problem while awake. This repeated focus signals the hippocampus to treat the problem as a priority, embedding it deeply within the brain's processing systems. During sleep, sensory input such as vision, hearing, and touch is minimized, allowing the brain to process stored information without external distractions. This enables the high activation of long-term memory systems, fostering deeper learning and insights. Sleep employs a search and integration mechanism, combining related memories to form creative and novel connections beyond simple recall. Light sleep, or microsleep, is particularly powerful for creativity. It bridges wakefulness and deep sleep, combining the problem-solving intent of wakeful consciousness with the active retrieval capabilities of long-term memory. This dual state creates an ideal environment for breakthroughs and the emergence of creative ideas. Ideas that appear spontaneously during the day often stem from solutions generated subconsciously during sleep. This occurs as dormant memories and neural pathways are reactivated, often triggered by changes in neurotransmitter levels such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine upon waking. Rapid increases in norepinephrine, for example, explain why we often recall dreams or experience sudden insights during this transition. To harness sleep effectively for creativity and problem-solving, focus intentionally on a problem before sleep, treating this mental rehearsal as preparation for subconscious processing. Keep a notebook handy to capture insights immediately upon waking, as ideas can quickly fade due to low neurotransmitter activity during sleep. While these ideas may feel serendipitous, they are the result of deliberate focus and subconscious brain activity. Neuroscience shows that sleep activates high-level cognitive processes that strengthen memory connections and create new associations between stored memories. The aha moments upon waking are the conscious mind's rediscovery of the problem-solving work performed by the subconscious during sleep. This interplay between conscious and subconscious thought underscores the power of sleep as a tool for creativity and problem-solving. 8. Serendipity and the role of dreams in inspiration and creativity. Serendipity refers to accidental yet meaningful discoveries, often playing a pivotal role in creative breakthroughs. Many groundbreaking achievements in science and art have been attributed to such moments. For instance, Albert Einstein's insights into relativity and gravity were sparked by sudden realizations, such as the concept of weightlessness during free fall. Werner Heisenberg developed the uncertainty principle during a retreat after a flash of inspiration, and James Watt conceived the separate condenser for the steam engine while strolling through a field. Dreams have also been instrumental in shaping some of history's greatest breakthroughs. Niels Bohr visualized the atomic structure in a dream, providing the foundation for modern atomic physics. Dmitry Mendeleev solved the periodic table's structure after dreaming about it during his exhaustive work on chemical elements. Elias Howe's sewing machine needle design was inspired by a dream about tribal warriors. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart attributed many of his musical compositions to dreams. Similarly, Thomas Edison deliberately induced a semi-conscious state to tap into creative ideas, leveraging the alpha brainwave state for inspiration. During sleep, particularly in the REM phase, the brain processes and organizes information gathered throughout the day. It identifies patterns, consolidates memories, and strengthens associations, enabling unexpected solutions to emerge. By integrating disparate knowledge and experiences, dreams often bring clarity to complex problems. Although ideas may seem to appear suddenly, they are often the result of prolonged focus and dedication. Einstein, Bohr, and others achieved breakthroughs after years of deep focus in their respective fields. Aha moments frequently occur following extensive conscious efforts, reflecting the brain's subconscious synthesis during rest. Inspiration may seem accidental, but it tends to favor those deeply engaged in their problems, ensuring the subconscious prioritizes these issues during sleep. Spending significant time focusing on a problem before resting primes the brain for overnight processing. Keeping a notebook nearby allows for capturing fleeting insights from dreams or moments of semi-consciousness. Intentionally creating opportunities for light sleep or naps can further access the alpha brainwave state, a fertile ground for creativity. Serendipity and dreams do not generate ideas from nowhere. Instead, they are the product of deep, continuous engagement with a subject. True breakthroughs arise not from random luck, but as the inevitable outcome of consistent and mindful deep focus in a problem. 9. The Pinnacle of Happiness. Deep focus is a remarkable experience, bringing joy and a unique sense of exhilaration. When in a state of deep focus, pleasure and excitement intensify, enveloping the individual completely. If sustained for more than a week, this state can feel like being deeply captivated by the task, comparable to the emotional intensity of being in love. Carrying a problem in one's mind for weeks creates a heightened sensitivity to related stimuli. Reading relevant literature or hearing associated terms can evoke strong excitement. While moments of boredom may occur when progress slows, breakthroughs reignite a powerful sense of thrill, transforming problem-solving into a highly engaging and rewarding process. Deep focus fosters profound happiness, especially during early morning solitude. In these quiet hours, it feels as though the entire world is asleep, leaving only the individual and their problem in the vast universe. This state offers an unparalleled sense of fulfillment, where one feels they are operating at peak intellectual capacity, achieving self-actualization, and exceeding their usual abilities. This heightened confidence and satisfaction fuel a belief in the ability to solve even the most complex problems. The clarity and conviction that solutions will emerge serve as a driving force, enabling sustained engagement with the task at hand. Remarkably, deep focus does not lead to fatigue or burnout, even after extended periods of intense mental activity. Instead, it sustains enthusiasm, confidence, and peak performance, offering a boundless sense of purpose and joy as long as the focus continues. 10. Transforming your values for a more meaningful life. Sustained deep focus brings about a profound emotional elevation, making past experiences feel trivial and life before deep focus appear unfulfilled. This state evokes a realization of living life to its fullest, with a sense of awe and gratitude that can persist for weeks or even months. The intensity of this emotional transformation often leaves individuals feeling as though they are living in a state of bliss, akin to paradise. While some problems are solved relatively quickly in this state, others require prolonged effort, sometimes over a year. Despite the time investment, those in deep focus tackle challenges with unparalleled intellectual capacity and unyielding passion, confident in their ability to find solutions. Each day brings what feels like miraculous insights and breakthroughs, enabling the resolution of highly complex and previously unattainable problems. Superhuman problem-solving abilities. In deep focus, individuals surpass their ordinary capabilities, unlocking extraordinary problem-solving potential. Problems of significant complexity, which might have seemed insurmountable before, become manageable. After months or years of dedicated focus, the solutions that emerge feel almost divine in nature, leaving individuals in disbelief over their own accomplishments. This experience often evokes a sacred, almost religious sense of gratitude and reverence for the outcomes achieved. The process of solving a problem feels akin to nurturing a child, with the result becoming a cherished extension of the self. The value of the solution far outweighs personal significance, instilling a deep sense of responsibility to share and preserve it. This sense of purpose can transform one's perspective on life and work, reorienting priorities toward meaning and impact. A shift in values and life perspective. Deep focus fundamentally alters one's values and worldview. The immersive process leads to the realization that a fulfilling and meaningful life is rooted in dedicating oneself to a singular purpose or problem. This transformation eliminates distractions and directs all energy toward productive goals, resulting in a profound sense of happiness and satisfaction. Activities once deemed enjoyable, such as watching TV or casual entertainment, lose their appeal as the focus on meaningful endeavors takes precedence. This change is not fleeting. The new values and mindset developed through deep focus have a lifelong impact, leading to a more successful and purpose-driven existence. By channeling energy into meaningful work, individuals achieve both exceptional results and lasting fulfillment. Case study: a student's transformation through deep focus. One notable example of this transformation involves a student who underwent 40 days of deep focus following 10 months of preparatory cognitive training. Initially unsure of the best way to lead a meaningful life, the student experienced significant shifts in values and productivity through sustained focus. In the early days, the student struggled to find joy in thinking itself, requiring solitude to avoid distractions. Gradually, they began to derive pleasure from the act of thinking and problem-solving, learning to delay reliance on external materials like books or papers. Over time, this process deepened their understanding and sharpened their cognitive abilities. As the days progressed, the student reported breakthroughs during semi-conscious states, often waking with solutions to problems. This reinforced the importance of uninterrupted focus and the brain's ability to work on problems even during rest. By the end of their deep focus journey, the student had not only solved complex research problems, but also redefined their approach to life, concluding that a meaningful existence comes from fully utilizing one's abilities and pursuing one's passions with joy. The role of physical and emotional balance. Physical exercise played a crucial role in amplifying the student's sense of joy and productivity. Activities like swimming provided both mental clarity and inspiration, helping to sustain their focus. Over time, even interactions with others became less disruptive, as the student learned to return to their focused state more quickly. This demonstrated the importance of balancing deep focus with activities that enhance well-being. By the end of the deep focus, the student had resolved a significant life question: how to live a life without regrets. They realized that engaging deeply with their field of material science, pursuing their work with curiosity and enthusiasm, and dedicating themselves fully to their research was the key to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. The lasting impact of deep focus. Deep focus not only resolves complex problems, but also reshapes an individual's values, work ethic, and life perspective. It fosters a profound appreciation for meaningful work and a commitment to pursuing life's most significant challenges. This transformation leads to both personal growth and professional success, creating a legacy of impactful contributions and a deeply satisfying existence. 11. Deep focus. Unlocking exceptional problem-solving abilities. Reaching a state of deep focus elevates one's cognitive capabilities to extraordinary levels. Initially, the experience feels pleasant, but over time, it intensifies into a heightened sense of joy and mental clarity. In this state, groundbreaking ideas emerge with surprising frequency, often surpassing one's usual intellectual limits. Without significant effort, individuals can sustain focus on complex problems, extend this state at will, and generate transformative insights. Unlike fleeting moments of focus experienced during physical activities like tennis or golf, deep focus on a mental problem can persist indefinitely as long as the thinker remains engaged. This prolonged engagement does not lead to exhaustion because the process involves relaxed, deliberate thinking, maintaining physical ease and mental stamina. In deep focus, ideas often emerge accompanied by excitement, sometimes to the point of disrupting sleep. The constant flow of valuable insights and the pleasure derived from solving problems make it difficult to disengage. However, excessive immersion without balance, such as regular physical exercise, can lead to mental and physical strain. Deep focus also triggers a peak state where ideas surpass ordinary capabilities, evoking awe and disbelief. This heightened inspiration fosters unwavering confidence in solving even the most challenging problems, as long as sufficient knowledge and information are available. Over extended periods, months or even years, this confidence sustains focus, leading to solutions for problems previously thought unsolvable. Long-term deep focus profoundly simplifies life by centering attention entirely on a single problem. Other concerns fade from memory and lose their importance. This exclusive commitment generates a level of satisfaction and purpose comparable to the passion between lovers, where solving the problem becomes life's sole focus and source of happiness. Deep focus has been the foundation for solving some of the world's most persistent challenges. For instance, Albert Einstein maintained focus on problems for years, leading to groundbreaking theories. Similarly, the author applied deep focus to solve complex issues like the principles of diamond formation and manufacturing defects in semiconductors, achieving results that would have been impossible under conventional approaches. One striking example involves solving a persistent defect at an LCD manufacturing company. Despite the efforts of experts and consultants, the issue remained unresolved. Through 1 week of deep focus, the author identified contamination from long-used tools and markers as the root cause. By addressing these overlooked elements, the company eliminated the defect and implemented a systematic approach to problem-solving, improving both product quality and workplace morale. Deep focus transforms thinking by shifting from a work-hard paradigm to a think-hard approach. This transition enables individuals to achieve in months what might take years under traditional methods. Over time, cognitive abilities develop significantly, enhancing intuition, analytical reasoning, and problem-solving efficiency. Deep focus creates an unparalleled synergy between confidence, curiosity, and creativity, fostering both productivity and happiness. The essence of deep focus lies in its ability to maximize intellectual potential while simultaneously delivering profound satisfaction. By embracing deep focus, individuals can unlock hidden capabilities, achieve extraordinary results, and experience a sense of fulfillment that transcends ordinary accomplishments. In Part 3, we'll explore how deep focus truly makes the brain come alive, diving into the neuroscience behind this transformative state. Topics include the role of pleasure circuits, dopamine and synapses, the human craving for purpose, and the intriguing connection between focus and having a religion. We'll also examine different types of focus, such as activity-based versus thought-based and active versus passive focus. Stay tuned to discover how these insights can further enhance your ability to harness deep focus and unlock your full potential. In this video, we'll explore the power of deep focus and how it can completely transform your mind and productivity. You'll learn the science behind deep focus, how it rewires your brain, and the role of dopamine, neural circuits, and synapses in sustaining concentration. We'll also uncover the surprising link between religion and deep focus, the difference between active and passive deep focus, and why having a clear purpose fuels unstoppable motivation. By the end, you'll understand how to harness deep focus to unlock higher performance, greater creativity, and ultimate fulfillment in any area of life. Chapter 3. How Deep Focus Awakens the Brain. 1. Signs of deep focus. People often think that happiness and pleasure come mainly from external stimuli. However, when in a state of deep focus, simply concentrating on a given problem can bring happiness and pleasure. This insight changes the fundamental understanding of how happiness is achieved. It suggests that happiness is an internal function, and external stimuli only serve as catalysts. If one can alter their internal state to be more receptive to happiness, it becomes easier to experience joy while engaging in meaningful tasks. Understanding this principle allows individuals to live both happily and competitively. Modern neuroscience has identified how emotions are generated at the molecular level. Before delving into neuroscience, the author describes his personal experiences with deep focus. 1. Distinctive signs of deep focus. When thinking about a single problem continuously for several days, the mind becomes fully occupied with it. Simply thinking about the problem brings a sense of pleasure. The deeper the focus, the greater the pleasure. If deep focus is sustained along with regular exercise, the pleasure can last for weeks or even months. Confidence and motivation increase, leading to an optimistic outlook. Creative ideas emerge at an accelerated pace. Sensory perception sharpens, making each day feel more profound and moving. Although occasional boredom occurs when progress is slow, even small advancements bring great joy and excitement. A sense of sacredness and reverence is felt towards one's work. Personal values undergo a transformation. 2. The relationship between deep focus and pleasure. Being in a deep focus state feels like being immersed in something intoxicating. If interrupted, the pleasant mental state is disrupted, much like having an engaging atmosphere suddenly broken. For example, after a weekend with family, returning to work on Monday morning brings joy because it allows uninterrupted focus. Similarly, when driving, encountering a red light provides an opportunity to focus on a problem, making even traffic congestion feel enjoyable. A key revelation from this experience is that the pleasure derived from deep focus is not fleeting, but long-lasting. Regular exercise and sustained focus can create a feeling of living in a state of continuous bliss, like being in heaven. Contrary to the belief that happiness and sadness naturally alternate, deep focus proves that sustained joy does not necessarily lead to subsequent depression. Instead, it allows for a state of consistently elevated pleasure without emotional downturns. 2. Neuroscience perspectives on deep focus. Deep focus aligns with what psychology describes as self-actualization, where an individual fully maximizes their abilities and experiences a peak state. This experience is often accompanied by spiritual emotions. However, if one assumes that all changes brought by deep focus are temporary or based on mere self-suggestion, they are misunderstanding its nature. Deep focus is rooted in scientific principles, with the brain providing clear evidence of its effects. The author, after experiencing deep focus firsthand, became curious about the physiological changes occurring in the body and mind. Seeking answers, he explored neuroscience and neurobiology, starting with the book The Secrets of the Brain by Kusuke Oki. This exploration led to an exciting realization. Many of the author's deep focus experiences could be explained through neuroscience. Moreover, neuroscience offers the most structured and precise guide to how humans should live, showing a systematic approach to achieving happiness and productivity. To live a fulfilling and productive life, understanding one's nature is crucial. Just as amnesiacs struggle to construct an optimal life due to lost memories, individuals lacking self-awareness will find it difficult to design and pursue an effective path in life. In the 20th century, natural science was driven by understanding the fundamental building blocks of matter, atoms. Likewise, to grasp human behavior and social structures, one must first understand the fundamental unit of society, the individual. Neuroscience plays a pivotal role in uncovering key insights into human nature. Its rapid advancements have expanded our understanding of human consciousness far beyond what traditional humanities and philosophy alone could achieve. 3. The pleasure circuit, dopamine, A10 neurons, and synapses. Neuroscience reveals that deep focus is closely linked to dopamine, a neurotransmitter responsible for concentration, pleasure, motivation, and creativity. These characteristics align perfectly with the experience of deep focus, suggesting that dopamine production is significantly activated during this state. To fully understand the effects of deep focus, it is essential to examine the brain's pleasure circuit, dopamine pathways, A10 neurons, synapses, and the phenomenon of marathoner's high. 1. The brain's pleasure circuit. In the 1950s, researchers discovered the pleasure circuit by implanting electrodes into rats' brains, allowing them to self-stimulate dopamine release. The rats compulsively pressed the stimulation lever, ignoring food, water, and even mating. Some even pressed the lever to death. Later studies revealed that cocaine and opioids produce similar effects by flooding the nucleus accumbens, the brain's pleasure center, with dopamine. This experiment demonstrated that pleasure is not simply a response to external rewards, but a biological function controlled by neural circuits. 2. The role of dopamine in deep focus. Dopamine plays a critical role in motivation and sustained attention. It is released during exercise, eating, romantic attraction, and goal-oriented activities. This neurotransmitter sharpens focus, boosts problem-solving abilities, and makes tasks more engaging. However, dopamine imbalances can be problematic. Too little leads to ADHD and difficulty concentrating, while excessive dopamine can cause paranoia and hallucinations. Deep focus naturally activates dopamine pathways, making work feel intrinsically rewarding. As concentration deepens, dopamine levels rise, reinforcing engagement and allowing individuals to sustain focus for extended periods without fatigue. This mechanism explains why people in deep focus often feel energized and highly motivated rather than drained. 3. The A10 neuron, the brain's pleasure neuron. Located in the brainstem, A10 neurons regulate dopamine release, acting as a control center for pleasure and motivation. These neurons are connected to the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thought and decision-making. Unlike other neurons, A10 neurons lack a built-in regulation system for dopamine, meaning they can sustain high pleasure levels without triggering a self-limiting feedback loop. This unique function allows deep focus to be maintained for long durations, creating an ongoing state of heightened engagement. The sustained release of dopamine through A10 neurons explains why deep focus feels both productive and intensely pleasurable, unlike forced concentration, which can feel exhausting. 4. Synapses. The foundation of long-term change. The brain constantly rewires itself through synaptic plasticity, meaning that repeated thoughts and behaviors physically reshape neural connections. Each experience strengthens or weakens synapses, forming long-term habits and abilities. Neuroscience confirms that deep focus enhances synaptic connections related to learning, creativity, and problem-solving. The more frequently deep focus is achieved, the stronger these connections become, making it easier to enter the state in the future. This explains why highly skilled individuals can concentrate for long hours without distraction. It is not willpower alone, but a trained neurological process. 5. Marathoner's high. The science of endurance and euphoria. A well-documented phenomenon called marathoner's high offers another example of how the brain manages stress and pleasure. Long-distance runners often experience an initial phase of intense physical exhaustion, but if they push through this barrier, they enter a euphoric state where pain fades and confidence surges. This effect occurs because the brain releases endorphins and dopamine in response to prolonged physical exertion. These chemicals help mask discomfort and generate a sense of well-being, making continued effort feel effortless. Repeated exposure to this cycle trains the brain to tolerate higher levels of discomfort, making endurance activities easier over time. The same principle applies to deep focus. Initially, concentration may feel difficult or even exhausting, but sustained engagement triggers the brain's pleasure and reward systems, making focus feel effortless and even addictive. Over time, the ability to enter deep focus becomes stronger and more natural, just as endurance improves with training. 6. Emotions are engineered by the brain. Contrary to the belief that emotions are purely reactions to external events, Neuroscience shows that happiness, motivation, and frustration are shaped by brain chemistry. People who frequently enter deep focus develop stronger emotional responses to small achievements, making work naturally fulfilling. By contrast, those who struggle with focus often feel bored or disengaged, as their pleasure circuits are understimulated. This is why developing deep focus habits transforms work into a source of joy rather than stress, independent of external rewards. Conclusion: deep focus as a path to lasting fulfillment. Unlike temporary pleasure from entertainment, deep focus strengthens dopamine pathways and neural connections, creating a long-lasting sense of purpose. By understanding how the brain responds to deep focus, individuals can intentionally cultivate this state, unlocking higher motivation, creativity, and long-term satisfaction. 4. The body craves purpose. Survival and reproduction are the fundamental driving forces behind all living organisms. While plants take in nutrients through their roots and generate energy via photosynthesis, animals must move to find food. This necessity for movement led to the development of perception, motor functions, and ultimately, the brain. However, movement without direction is meaningless. Every action must have a goal. This purpose-driven behavior is not just a psychological trait, but an essential survival mechanism ingrained in all animals, including humans. 1. Goals create meaning. Humans instinctively pursue goals. Once a clear objective is set, the brain naturally directs all energy toward achieving it. Take a tennis match as an example. The goal is to win. When a player makes an error, frustration follows because it moves them away from victory. This negative reinforcement sharpens focus, reducing mistakes. On the other hand, a well-executed shot brings satisfaction, reinforcing the motivation to improve. This cycle of reward and correction enhances performance, driving the player deeper into focus. Deep focus shifts the mind from scattered distractions to a heightened state of concentration. This transition is not automatic. It requires energy and motivation. The brain provides this motivation through positive rewards such as expectation, joy, and pleasure, as well as negative reinforcement such as urgency, discomfort, and stress. Crisis situations often trigger deep focus due to the intensity of negative reinforcement. Likewise, entertainment and hobbies create deep engagement due to the pleasure they provide. These two forces, urgency and enjoyment, are the essential drivers of deep focus. 2. The science of purpose-driven focus. The brain operates on a goal-oriented mechanism, constantly seeking meaning in tasks. This is why a game is more exciting when you care about the outcome. Watching a national soccer match feels more thrilling than a random game because of emotional investment. The stronger the desire for victory, the deeper the engagement. Neuroscience confirms that clear goal setting enhances synaptic activation, reinforcing focus and motivation. When a goal is personally meaningful, the brain intensifies focus, making even small tasks significant. The closer one gets to the goal, the greater the sense of pleasure, while moving away from it creates discomfort. This principle applies to all goal-oriented activities, from work to sports to creative pursuits. The brain interprets repeated exposure to an idea as increasing urgency. A strong sense of purpose creates a state of high alert, enhancing focus. This is why athletes in competition, entrepreneurs building a business, or scientists pursuing discovery experience deep focus effortlessly. The body treats important goals as survival-level priorities, maximizing concentration and performance. 3. The power of clear goals. The stronger the goal and motivation, the more the brain prioritizes focus. This is why children are encouraged to dream big, as ambitious goals create an internal drive that sustains motivation over time. This idea is illustrated in The Great Stone Face, where a young boy who repeatedly envisions a legendary figure eventually grows into that very person. The lesson: what we consistently focus on shapes our reality. Sculptor Auguste Rodin, known for masterpieces like The Thinker, exemplifies the power of unwavering purpose. Despite multiple rejections from art schools, financial struggles, and personal loss, he remained committed to his dream. From childhood, he declared, "I will be as great as Michelangelo and Raphael." This vision guided him through hardship, ultimately cementing his legacy as a legendary artist. His story proves that those who deeply believe in their goals eventually achieve them. 4. Napoleon Hill's formula for success. Napoleon Hill, a pioneer in success psychology, developed principles that align perfectly with how the brain's goal-oriented system functions. His philosophy can be distilled into 4 key principles. Have a definite purpose and a burning desire to achieve it. Make a clear plan and execute it consistently. Ignore negative influences and doubts from others. Surround yourself with people who support your vision. The key takeaway is that goal setting is a conscious choice, and once a goal is defined, the brain begins reshaping habits and thought patterns to align with it. For example, a student who sets a goal to become top of their class will experience increased motivation to study. Over time, synapses strengthen around study-related activities, making distractions less appealing and focus more natural. The same principle applies to professional work. Employees who mentally reinforce their goals daily develop a heightened sense of purpose, leading to greater engagement and higher performance. Neuroscience confirms that clarity of purpose enhances the emotional connection to work, making it as mentally engaging as a game. 5. Self-actualization and deep focus. Psychologist Abraham Maslow identified self-actualization as the highest form of human motivation, the drive to reach one's full potential. This state is achieved when an individual fully utilizes their abilities, often experiencing peak performance and deep fulfillment. Maslow later expanded his hierarchy of needs, placing spiritual transcendence at the very top, where individuals go beyond personal success to help others reach their potential. Maslow's findings align with neuroscience. Deep focus is a gateway to self-actualization. When engaged in meaningful work, people experience their highest levels of creativity, problem-solving, and innovation. The sustained joy from deep focus is not temporary. It transforms personal values and shapes an individual's entire outlook on life. Conclusion: purpose is the key to deep focus. Deep focus is not just about discipline, it is about meaning. When work aligns with a powerful purpose, the brain naturally prioritizes it, making distractions fade away. Goals create emotional investment, and emotional investment creates effortless focus. By setting clear, meaningful goals, individuals can enter deep focus states naturally, sustain motivation without external pressure, experience greater fulfillment and long-term success. When purpose fuels focus, work stops feeling like effort. It becomes a deeply rewarding journey. 5. Does having religion make deep focus easier? Neuroscience explains deep focus in objective terms, but the emotional state experienced during deep focus closely resembles religious emotions. This similarity is why deep focus often feels like meditation. The author, despite never practicing formal meditation, found that during periods of intense focus, he naturally adopted a meditative posture, relaxed, sitting still, and deeply contemplating a problem. Over time, he realized that deep focus itself was a form of enlightenment, where solving problems felt like progressing toward greater understanding. 1. Scientists and the religious-like emotions of deep focus. After prolonged deep focus, scientists often experience a heightened emotional state, similar to religious awe. Daily life feels more meaningful, a deep sense of gratitude arises, and an overwhelming appreciation for the beauty of the world emerges. Everything feels like heaven, and those who do not experience such insight seem unfortunate. When the author shared this perspective with religious individuals, they confirmed that their spiritual experiences felt identical. Prayer, meditation, and deep focus all bring about a similar state of heightened awareness and inspiration. Religious practices like Zen meditation and chanting mirror the mental engagement and singular focus seen in deep concentration. Albert Einstein also acknowledged the connection between deep focus and religious experience. He believed that great scientific discoveries emerge from profound spiritual emotions, referring to the creative process as the only true religious activity of our time. He described scientists as moving according to universal laws, their religious sentiment expressed through an overwhelming sense of wonder at nature's harmony. Einstein even compared the scientist's experience of intellectual discovery to the transcendent emotions of religious leaders throughout history. He noted that, like faith, this deep emotional experience is difficult to explain to those who have never felt it. His description of intellectual exploration as the path to heaven suggests that deep focus and religious devotion share fundamental emotional similarities. 2. Similarities between deep focus and Zen meditation. The author identifies 4 major similarities between deep focus and Zen meditation, Huadu Zen practice. 1. Breakthroughs in deep focus feel like spiritual enlightenment. Just as meditation leads to sudden realization, deep focus brings about unexpected insights and inspiration. 2. Ideas emerge unpredictably. In deep focus, solutions appear suddenly, a process known as serendipity. Zen Buddhism calls this sudden enlightenment, dano, a realization that arises instantly from prolonged contemplation. 3. Total mental immersion. In deep focus, the mind constantly returns to the problem, even during sleep. Zen practice refers to this as one-mind immersion, holding onto a single thought even while dreaming or sleeping. 4. Intentional focus in daily activities. In deep focus, one actively maintains awareness while walking, eating, or washing up. Zen practitioners describe this as preserving mindfulness in every action. Both deep focus and Zen practice require immense effort to enter, but once achieved, they sustain themselves with little effort. A Zen teaching describes it using a bicycle analogy. Once you gain momentum, it continues moving effortlessly. Similarly, once deep focus is reached, it becomes self-sustaining. 6. Activity-based versus thought-based deep focus. Deep focus is a natural human experience, often occurring in daily life. Whether a child is immersed in a video game or an adult is captivated by a World Cup match, focus happens effortlessly when the activity is engaging. However, the challenge lies in achieving deep focus for demanding tasks like work, research, or creative problem-solving. Unlike entertainment, these activities require intentional effort to enter a state of sustained concentration. Some tasks naturally lend themselves to deep focus more than others. Activities that involve physical movement, like tennis or lab experiments, provide immediate feedback, making it easier to stay engaged. On the other hand, intellectual pursuits, such as chess or scientific research, demand prolonged concentration without immediate results, making deep focus harder to sustain. In physical activities, success and failure are instantly visible, which helps sustain engagement. In contrast, deep thought often involves long periods of uncertainty, requiring greater patience and persistence. This difference explains why activity-based focus is easier to achieve, while thought-based focus, though more difficult, tends to be more immersive and addictive over time. Both types of focus share common traits, such as losing track of time, feeling deeply connected to the task, and experiencing a cycle of frustration and breakthrough moments. However, they differ in duration. Physical focus is limited by fatigue, while thought-based focus can last much longer without draining energy. A soccer match has a clear time limit, while a researcher can remain deeply focused on a problem for weeks. Some work environments naturally foster deep focus. Sony's engineering team during the development of digital audio systems operated under extreme deadlines. Engineers worked tirelessly, reaching a state where solutions appeared effortlessly, as if their minds had been rewired for problem-solving. This type of immersion often produces groundbreaking results, as seen in Sony's most innovative products. A similar effect occurs in research. A graduate student, after weeks of unsuccessful experiments, suddenly experienced a breakthrough. The moment of discovery felt like winning the lottery, with excitement overriding exhaustion. Even outside the lab, thoughts of the project remained dominant, making distractions like TV or social media feel meaningless. Deep focus can feel like an unpredictable, once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it is trainable and repeatable. However, sustaining it for long periods requires balance. Physical deep focus can lead to exhaustion, while thought-based focus can feel frustrating without clear feedback. Alternating between both types of focus, incorporating regular exercise, and managing energy levels can help maintain deep focus without burnout. By learning to regulate and extend deep focus, it can become a consistent state of mind, leading to greater creativity, productivity, and long-term success. 7. Active versus passive deep focus. The approach to deep focus significantly affects its effectiveness. Facing a problem with stress and fear, such as a business crisis, leads to a passive and reactive focus. In contrast, approaching a challenge with curiosity and excitement, like being in love, creates an active and engaged focus. Active focus is not just more enjoyable, but also more efficient, as it reduces stress, enhances creativity, and increases happiness through the brain's release of beta endorphins. 1. Deep focus driven by enjoyment. The easiest deep focus experience in daily life is falling in love. When deeply infatuated, thoughts of the loved one dominate every moment, from eating to working to sleeping. Even after parting ways, it becomes difficult to distinguish whether the time spent together was real or imagined. Love is a powerful example of immersive focus, where emotional intensity makes distractions disappear. This illustrates how joy-driven deep focus is effortless and consuming. The key takeaway is that when something is deeply enjoyable, the mind naturally enters a state of immersion without resistance. 2. Deep focus, triggered by crisis. Another form of deep focus arises from high-pressure situations. A business owner on the brink of bankruptcy or a researcher facing an unsolvable problem often experiences overwhelming mental fixation on the crisis. Worry and stress keep the problem at the forefront of their mind for weeks or even months, forcing them into an involuntary state of focus. Surprisingly, crisis-driven deep focus can lead to breakthrough ideas as the brain searches for solutions under intense pressure. Many entrepreneurs even find excitement in navigating challenges, describing crises as the most engaging part of their work. However, this type of focus often comes with mental strain, making it difficult to sustain over time. 3. Turning passive focus into active focus. A deer being chased by a predator and a lion chasing its prey both experience deep focus, but their experiences are entirely different. Fear-driven focus is exhausting, while purpose-driven focus is empowering. Most work environments force passive deep focus. Employees feel pressured by deadlines, students cram for exams, and people react to problems only when they become urgent. However, this can be shifted into active deep focus through intentional effort. The difference often comes down to time and mindset. Just like climbing a mountain, the pace of focus determines whether it feels like a struggle or an enjoyable journey. Rushing to the top in 30 minutes leads to exhaustion, while taking 4 to 5 hours allows for a pleasant hike. To transition from passive to active focus, one must embrace slow and deliberate thinking. Rather than forcing focus under stress, gradually easing into concentration makes deep focus natural and sustainable. This method minimizes mental fatigue, making focus a joyful experience rather than a survival mechanism. The Edison example, mastering deep focus. Thomas Edison, one of history's greatest inventors, transformed his entire life into a state of deep focus. Frustrated by his lack of progress, he made a drastic commitment: work 10 hours daily with full concentration, use remaining waking hours to think about his work, eliminate meaningless distractions and interactions, train himself to dream about his work even while asleep. This relentless 18-hour focus routine led him to found GE, file 1,093 patents, and revolutionize modern technology. His success was built not on genius, but on deep and intentional focus sustained over time. Edison's philosophy was simple: treat work as a game, enjoy the process, and immerse completely. Whether reading, solving problems, or meeting people, he approached everything as a form of play, making deep focus a lifelong habit rather than an occasional effort. Conclusion: sustainable deep focus. Deep focus is most powerful when it feels like an exciting pursuit rather than a burden. While a crisis can force immersion, voluntarily embracing deep focus with curiosity and joy leads to greater creativity, better problem solving, and long-term success. By shifting from reactive stress-based focus to proactive enjoyment-based focus, anyone can turn deep focus into a permanent and rewarding state of mind. 8. Deep focus through the insight of mortality. Nothing in life is as certain as death, yet people spend their lives preparing for everything except death. While it is an uncomfortable subject, contemplating mortality is the key to understanding the true value of life. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi found that the difference between geniuses and ordinary people lies in their perception of death. Most people only give their best effort in crisis situations, but once the crisis passes, so does their motivation. In contrast, extraordinary individuals maintain a sense of urgency every day, as if life itself were at stake. Through interviews with high achievers, Csikszentmihalyi discovered a common trait. A deep awareness of mortality fueled their relentless drive. Legendary figures like poet Gyuri Faludi and mathematician Paul Erdos credited their lifelong pursuit of excellence to an early realization of their own mortality. Erdos recalled how, at 4 years old, he suddenly understood he would one day die, and this was a moment that changed his life forever. He spent the rest of his life striving to make every moment count, never allowing himself to slow down. Leo Tolstoy wrote, "A life lived without awareness of death is an animal's life, while a life lived with full awareness of death is divine." His point was clear. The way we live changes dramatically when we recognize that our time is limited. Mortality as a catalyst for deep focus. The author's own journey into deep focus began with the realization that life should be lived with no regrets. A former student of his also found that the awareness of death was the greatest motivator to immerse fully in life. French philosopher Montaigne once said, "To study philosophy is to learn how to die." If humans were immortal, life itself would lose meaning. Death defines the value of life, and only by accepting it can we fully appreciate the time we have. A simple thought experiment makes this clear. If a billionaire at 70 years old offered to trade his wealth for a young person's life, most young people would refuse without hesitation. This proves that time and life itself are more valuable than any amount of money. Yet many people waste their days on trivial distractions, forgetting that they already possess something priceless. By asking one simple question each day, was today meaningful? One can shift toward a life of greater focus and purpose. If this reflection becomes a habit, it ensures that at the moment of death, there will be no regrets. Finding meaning by embracing death. Understanding death is not just about reading or thinking, it requires deep, personal reflection. Every person is essentially a prisoner on death row, unaware of the exact execution date. Whether through accident, illness, or time itself, death is inevitable. Life is simply a race toward the finish line, and ignoring this fact does not change reality. Yet, this realization is not meant to be paralyzing. Instead, it provides a way to resist death by making the most of every moment while alive. True resistance to death is not through denial, but through living fully, ensuring that each day is rich with purpose, vitality, and engagement. A meaningless existence, drifting through life, waiting for time to pass, is no different from being dead. The only way to counteract death is to live a life of deep focus, energy, and full engagement. Every day must be an opportunity to maximize one's potential and extract the greatest joy from life, for life itself is the only chance we have. That's it for part 3. We hope you found these insights on deep focus useful and inspiring. Stay tuned because in the next video, we'll dive into Chapter 4, Education and Deep Focus, exploring how deep focus can enhance learning, boost creativity, and unlock genius-level thinking. We'll cover powerful learning techniques, the link between deep focus and academic performance, and how elite thinkers, like those in Jewish gifted education, train their minds for intense concentration and deeper reasoning. Plus, we'll discuss how insights into mortality can inspire a lifelong pursuit of knowledge and mastery. If you want to think smarter, learn faster, and unlock your full cognitive potential, don't miss part 4. We will see you in the next video. In this video, we're diving into how deep focus can transform the way you learn, think, and solve problems. If you've ever struggled with distractions, felt like traditional education isn't helping you reach your full potential, or wondered how top thinkers, entrepreneurs, and innovators train their minds, this is for you. We'll explore powerful learning techniques that can rewire your brain for better retention and problem solving. You'll discover why deep focus is the ultimate competitive advantage, how Jewish gifted education principles shape some of the world's most successful minds, and how understanding mortality can push you to learn faster and think deeper. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or business professional, mastering deep focus will give you the edge you need to outperform in both academics and the workplace. Stay tuned. This might just change the way you approach learning forever. Part 4. Deep Focus and Learning. 1. Effective learning methods for enhancing thinking skills. The author recalls a pivotal moment in middle school when an older brother, who often emphasized the importance of deep thinking, introduced the concept of problem banks, repositories where experts create and sell high-quality math problems to schools, and test preparation centers. The realization that each problem was carefully crafted and held significant value completely transformed the author's approach to learning. Instead of viewing math problems as mere exercises, the author began seeing them as intellectual challenges, akin to valuable assets. If a problem was solved independently, its full worth was retained. However, checking the solution prematurely meant losing that value, a perspective that created a strong motivation to resist the urge to look at answers. This shift led to the development of a no-solution approach, where problems were tackled for at least 5 to 10 minutes before even considering external help. Over time, struggling with complex problems for hours or even days became a habit. The process evolved into a mental game, reinforcing persistence and deep focus. 1. The power of long-term thinking in problem solving. Difficult problems require patience and a long-term mindset. Rather than feeling frustrated when an answer doesn't come easily, maintaining a sense of calm and allowing time for ideas to develop becomes critical. When problem solving is approached without time pressure, the brain remains engaged, increasing the likelihood of a breakthrough. The author notes that researchers and scientists often highlight how struggling with complex issues sharpens intellect and fosters creative solutions. For students, adopting this mindset early on provides a significant advantage in future academic and professional pursuits. Through repeated exposure to difficult, unfamiliar problems, the brain is pushed to operate at its highest capacity, gradually enhancing logical reasoning, pattern recognition, and deep thinking. Conversely, those who rely on pre-learned solutions fail to develop independent problem-solving skills, ultimately limiting their cognitive growth. 2. Building thought power through strategic problem selection. Not all difficult problems contribute equally to cognitive development. Some are intentionally designed to be overly complicated, requiring excessive trial and error rather than structured reasoning. To maximize deep focus and effective problem solving, the author adopted a strategic approach. Instead of studying a topic first and then solving related problems, the author attempted problems from an upcoming lesson before formally learning the material. This method forced the brain to think like a mathematician, discovering concepts through reasoning rather than memorization. This approach aligns with the educational philosophy of John Dewey, who argued that actively engaging with problems before structured learning enhances motivation and comprehension. Through this method, the author not only strengthened confidence in handling complex challenges, but also deepened conceptual understanding long before encountering formal explanations. 2. What are creativity and creative effort? Creativity is often highlighted as essential in modern education, yet there is little practical guidance on how to develop it. Creativity is the ability to generate new and valuable ideas, but originality alone is not enough. It must also serve a purpose. One common misconception is that creativity is solely measured by successful outcomes. However, creative effort should not be judged only by results, but by the process of striving to solve a problem despite uncertainty. Einstein described his creative process as failing 99 times before achieving success on the 100th attempt. It would be a mistake to consider only the final success as creative while dismissing the previous efforts as meaningless. True creativity lies in the willingness to engage deeply with challenging problems, even without immediate success. When individuals push beyond their current abilities, struggling with difficult problems, they activate higher levels of cognitive function. This effort itself develops creativity by forcing the mind to make new connections and explore alternative solutions. Conversely, solving problems that require little thought or reveal their solutions too easily does not contribute to creative growth. If learning focuses only on known solutions, students may believe they lack the ability to solve unfamiliar problems. This mindset limits their potential and prevents the development of true innovation. To foster creativity, education must value the process of effort itself rather than just rewarding correct answers. When individuals are encouraged to tackle complex, unsolved problems, even if they fail multiple times, they develop the persistence and problem-solving skills necessary for true breakthroughs. 3. Does deep focus really improve academic performance? Deep focus is more critical to academic success than raw intelligence. It accelerates learning, enhances comprehension, and boosts efficiency in both study and work. Students often enter deep focus during exam periods, driven by stress and urgency. However, before reaching this state, they may struggle with distractions and anxiety, making studying feel exhausting. Once fully engaged, studying becomes enjoyable and resistance disappears. Deep focus also influences overall engagement. Even mundane activities feel more interesting when concentration is high. Conversely, during low-focus states, such as school breaks, people experience boredom, seek high-stimulation entertainment, and struggle with motivation. 1. The impact of deep focus on learning. Deep focus significantly enhances comprehension, retention, and learning speed. It helps integrate new insights with existing knowledge, forming deeper connections and improving problem-solving skills. Many breakthroughs occur when the mind processes information beyond what is explicitly stated in textbooks. 2. Training thinking skills for beginners. Beginners should start with simpler problems to avoid frustration. Instead of solving problems passively, they should read and understand the problem, then close the book. Mentally plan a solution before writing. If necessary, briefly check the problem but rely on internal problem solving. This approach strengthens cognitive endurance and analytical thinking, making deeper focus more natural over time. 4. Awakening genius through the power of thinking. 1. Persistence and discipline in mathematical geniuses. History shows that great scientists and mathematicians develop their abilities not solely through talent, but through relentless effort and deep thinking. For example, Isaac Newton struggled with mathematics in his early years. Instead of seeking immediate help, he reread and analyzed difficult texts multiple times, gradually mastering concepts through self-discipline. The ability to sustain deep thought for extended periods is what differentiates genius from the ordinary mind. A person who can focus on a problem for 1 minute will only solve problems that require a minute's worth of thinking. A person who can think for an hour can solve problems 60 times more complex, while someone who sustains focus for 10 hours can solve challenges 600 times harder. By training the mind to engage in deep, prolonged thinking, individuals expand their problem-solving abilities exponentially. 2. Lazlo Ratz, a pioneer in gifted education. Hungarian mathematics teacher Lazlo Ratz trained some of the world's greatest scientific minds, including Eugene Wigner, John von Neumann, and Edward Teller. His approach emphasized challenging students with problems that required deep thinking over extended periods. Ratz published difficult math problems in a school journal, requiring students to struggle with solutions for weeks. This method cultivated persistence, critical thinking, and intellectual independence, preparing his students for groundbreaking contributions to science. Even Paul Erdos, a legendary mathematician, engaged with these problems, highlighting Ratz's profound influence on mathematical education. 3. The teacher behind Nobel Prize-winning physicists. Mr. Bader, a high school physics teacher, inspired Richard Feynman and Julian Schwinger, both of whom later won the Nobel Prize in physics. Bader didn't focus on memorization, but challenged students with thought-provoking problems that required deep analysis. He introduced Feynman and Schwinger to the principle of least action, a complex physics concept, while they were still in high school. This problem fascinated them for years and shaped their future discoveries in quantum mechanics. The development of genius thinking is not about memorizing information, but about sustained deep thought and problem solving. The most influential scientists excelled not just due to high intelligence, but because they persisted through complex problems and pushed their cognitive limits. By fostering critical thinking, creativity, and resilience, education can transform individuals into problem solvers and innovators, unlocking their full intellectual potential. 5. Jewish gifted education and the practice of deep thinking. 1. Jewish dominance in Nobel Prizes. Despite having a small global population of around 14 million, Jews have had an outsized impact on science, economics, and academia. Between 1901 and 2006, 173 Jewish individuals won Nobel Prizes, making up 23% of all laureates, particularly in fields like physics, chemistry, medicine, and economics. Beyond Nobel Prizes, Jews hold prominent positions in top universities, finance, and politics, with 20% of Ivy League professors and U.S. billionaires being Jewish. Influential figures like Alan Greenspan, Robert Rubin, Sergey Brin, and Madeleine Albright exemplify this success. This extraordinary intellectual dominance suggests that Jewish education itself functions as a form of gifted education, emphasizing deep thinking, rigorous learning, and critical analysis. 2. 7 key features of Jewish education. Jewish education is deeply rooted in intellectual rigor and structured learning, developed over centuries by wise rabbis. This systematic and standardized approach to learning sets it apart from any other educational model. Here are 7 defining characteristics. 1. Education as a parental duty. Jewish parents, particularly mothers, see educating their children as a sacred responsibility. They emphasize the necessity of learning, instilling in their children a relentless drive for knowledge. 2. Parents do not rely on their children. Unlike many cultures where children are expected to support aging parents, Jewish parents believe in self-reliance. This mindset shifts educational goals from short-term success to lifelong intellectual and financial independence. 3. Prioritizing intellectual over physical labor. From an early age, Jewish children are taught that success comes from using their minds rather than physical labor. The focus is on fostering structured thinking and problem-solving rather than rote memorization. 4. Encouraging questioning and debate. Jewish education thrives on constant questioning, discussion, and debate. Teachers engage students in dialogue rather than one-way instruction. This develops critical thinking and a habit of continuous learning. 5. Associating learning with pleasure. Jewish children are taught that learning is as sweet as honey. Rituals, such as tasting honey while learning the Hebrew alphabet, create positive associations with education, making it an enjoyable lifelong pursuit. 6. Instilling a strong Jewish identity. Jewish education fosters pride in their heritage, reinforcing the idea that they belong to a chosen people. This sense of identity, combined with an awareness of their historical struggles, instills resilience, ambition, and a drive for excellence. 7. Passing down educational philosophy. Through sacred texts. The Talmud and Torah serve as the foundation for Jewish education, transmitting intellectual traditions across generations. This ensures a consistent and highly effective learning approach, emphasizing deep focus, analytical thinking, and lifelong curiosity. That's it for Part 4. I hope you found this lesson insightful and that it helps you cultivate deeper learning for yourself and your children. The power of deep focus in education is truly transformative, and applying these principles can unlock lifelong success. Stay tuned for Part 5, where we'll dive into deep focus in the workplace and explore how thoughts and focus give you the ultimate competitive advantage, companies that embrace deep focus, and practical ways to apply deep focus to your work for maximum productivity. In this video, we'll explore how deep focus can transform the way you work and help you excel in your career. While many believe success comes from working harder, the real advantage lies in thinking smarter and mastering deep focus. We'll uncover why deep focus is the ultimate competitive edge in today's fast-paced world, and how top companies like Microsoft, IBM, 3M, and Mirai Industries actively foster this mindset among their employees. You'll also learn practical strategies to integrate deep focus into your work life, whether it's through dedicated thinking rooms, structured think weeks, or full-time focus specialists who drive innovation and problem-solving. If you're looking to boost productivity, sharpen your thinking, and stay ahead in your industry, this video is for you. Let's get started. Part 5. Deep Focus in the Workplace. The Ultimate Competitive Edge. 1. Why deep focus outperforms hard work. For a long time, the work-hard mindset has dominated professional success. People believe that long hours and physical effort led to stable careers and financial security. However, accumulating wealth does not necessarily bring happiness. Money can provide comfort, but does not guarantee fulfillment. In contrast, the think-hard mindset, focusing deeply on work, creates intrinsic enjoyment in the process itself. Just as sports like tennis or golf become fulfilling because of the game itself, work should also be engaging and rewarding. When individuals find deep focus in their work, they enhance their skills rapidly, enjoy what they do, and achieve sustainable success without sacrificing present happiness for an uncertain future. The work-hard model forces people to labor through tasks they do not genuinely enjoy, often leading to burnout, stagnation, and even job insecurity. Companies replace employees who merely work hard because they are easily replaceable. On the other hand, think-hard professionals approach their work analytically, continuously improving their skills and problem-solving abilities. They become indispensable to their employers, who fear losing such high-value employees. Instead of being exhausted from meaningless tasks, they thrive in a cycle of curiosity, growth, and career advancement. 2. Companies that harness deep focus. Many of the world's most respected companies recognize the power of deep thinking and structured focus. These companies implement strategies that foster an environment where employees can engage in deep focus, leading to innovation and business success. Some of the best examples include Microsoft, IBM, 3M, and Japan's Mirai Industries. 1. Microsoft's Think Week. Microsoft stands out as a company that prioritizes deep thinking. It is the only major corporation where every researcher has their own private office to minimize distractions. Employees have flexible work schedules, but their tasks are clearly defined to ensure productivity. Bill Gates himself set an example by dedicating 2 weeks per year to Think Week, where he isolates himself in a remote cabin to deeply reflect on Microsoft's future. What's more, all Microsoft executives participate in similar Think Weeks twice a year. They select key business challenges, spend their retreat developing solutions, and then share their insights on an internal platform, where even Gates reviews their conclusions. This culture of deep focus has been instrumental in Microsoft's sustained innovation. 2. IBM's Think Smart philosophy. IBM's corporate philosophy, Think Smart, originates from its legendary CEO Thomas Watson. The company promotes structured thinking across all levels, even naming its famous ThinkPad laptop after this core belief. IBM's employee training revolves around deep thought, with guiding principles such as read and listen to materials that encourage deep thinking, engage in debates to refine ideas, observe and analyze situations critically, synthesize insights from reading, discussions, and observations. By embedding these principles into daily operations, IBM ensures its workforce remains among the world's most innovative. 3. 3M's 15% thinking time. 3M is known for its relentless innovation, producing over 60,000 products across various industries. To sustain this level of creativity, the company actively encourages employees to spend 15% of their work time on independent research and idea generation. This structure ensures that employees always think ahead. Additionally, 3M holds teams accountable for innovation. If new products developed in the past 4 years contribute less than 30% of annual revenue, the team leader risks dismissal. By combining structured deep focus with incentives, 3M has built a corporate culture where constant innovation is the norm. 4. Mirai Industries, the ultimate workplace for salarymen. Japan's Mirai Industries is an outlier in the corporate world, offering lifetime employment, a retirement age of 70, 140-plus vacation days per year, 3-year parental leave, and a fully paid international trip every 5 years. It is considered a dream workplace. Despite these perks, Mirai maintains its market leadership through relentless innovation. The company holds patents for thousands of unique products, driven by a culture that rewards employee ideas. To encourage creativity, Mirai pays 500 yen, $3.50, for every submitted idea, as long as it isn't a complaint. Employees, initially submitting trivial ideas, gradually develop a habit of structured thinking. Over time, this process leads to groundbreaking innovations that keep the company ahead of competitors. 3. Applying deep focus in the workplace. Passive deep focus occurs in urgent situations when employees must complete critical tasks under tight deadlines. However, this stress-induced focus is not sustainable. Instead, fostering active deep focus, where employees engage deeply in their work by choice, leads to greater productivity and satisfaction. To improve deep focus at work, start by focusing on one task at a time. Multitasking kills concentration, so try structuring your work into dedicated blocks. You'll get more done and actually remember what you worked on. Also, keep meetings short. Constant interruptions, especially unnecessary meetings, wreck productivity. The best companies limit them and create focused work periods instead. 4. Practical strategies for implementing deep focus in the workplace. To cultivate deep focus in a corporate setting, companies can implement structured methods that encourage sustained thinking and problem solving. Here are 3 effective strategies. 1. Thinking rooms. Inspired by Microsoft's model, organizations can designate quiet spaces where employees can isolate themselves to deeply concentrate on solving complex problems. These rooms foster an environment where employees can dedicate hours, days, or even weeks to focused thinking without distractions. 2. Think Week, a concept proven successful at Microsoft. Think Week allows employees, particularly executives, to step away from daily operations and dedicate a week to deep reflection, brainstorming, and strategic problem solving. This system enhances innovation and strategic planning while ensuring critical challenges receive undivided attention. 3. Dedicated deep focus specialists. Companies can assign specific employees as deep focus specialists, allowing them to spend months immersed in thinking and problem solving rather than administrative tasks. These individuals generate high-value ideas and strategic insights, much like an executive dedicated solely to innovation. By incorporating these methods, businesses can enhance productivity, creativity, and problem-solving capabilities, ultimately gaining a competitive advantage through focused, high-level thinking. That's a wrap for Part 5. We've explored how deep focus can be a game-changer in the workplace, from companies that embrace structured thinking to practical methods like thinking rooms, Think Week, and dedicated deep focus specialists. The ability to think deeply isn't just a competitive advantage, it's the foundation for innovation, efficiency, and long-term success. But how can you personally develop and master deep focus? In the next video, Part 6, The 5 Steps to Achieving Deep Focus, we'll break down a step-by-step approach to sharpening your focus and sustaining it in everyday life. We'll cover how to practice deep focus effectively, the power of slowing down and thinking deliberately, how physical and mental conditions impact your ability to concentrate, techniques to maximize brain activity for peak performance, and how shifting your values can lead to a deeply focused life. Deep focus isn't just for geniuses, it's a skill anyone can develop. Stay tuned for Part 6, where we'll explore the exact steps to unlocking your full cognitive potential. See you in the next video. In this video, we're diving into the final chapter, the 5 steps to achieving deep focus, a powerful method that can transform the way you think, work, and solve problems. Most people struggle with distractions and burnout, but true success doesn't come from working harder. It comes from thinking smarter and focusing deeper. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or professional, mastering deep focus will give you a massive edge. We'll break down the 5 essential steps that high achievers use to enhance their concentration, boost productivity, and unlock creative breakthroughs. Plus, we'll explore how to apply these principles to your daily work, business, or studies. If you're ready to train your mind to think deeper, work smarter, and achieve more, this video is for you. Let's get started. Chapter 6. The 5 Steps to Achieving Deep Focus. Step 1. Practicing focused thinking, 20-minute exercise. The first step toward deep focus is practicing intentional thinking for 20 minutes. Just as a marathon requires gradual training, deep focus also demands preparation. Most people struggle to focus for long periods initially, so developing this habit through structured exercises is essential. How to practice. 1. Choose a problem and focus solely on it for 20 minutes. 2. Repeat this exercise at least 5 times a day for 2 weeks. 3. Select problems that are logically solvable within this time frame, such as math problems for students or work-related challenges for professionals. The goal is not necessarily to solve the problem, but to train the brain to think deeply without distractions. Over time, this strengthens cognitive endurance, boosts confidence, and shifts the mindset toward problem-solving through logical reasoning. The power of focused thinking. Many people assume that if they can't solve a problem immediately, they never will. However, those who persist often experience a breakthrough moment where the solution suddenly becomes clear. This builds self-belief and transforms problem-solving from a stressful task into an enjoyable challenge. By consistently practicing this approach, individuals realize that even the most complex problems can be solved with deep, structured thinking. This mindset shift leads to greater problem-solving efficiency at work and in daily life. Applying this in daily life. 1. Use commute time effectively. Instead of mindless scrolling or casual thoughts, spend 20 minutes thinking through a specific issue. 2. Develop a routine. Once 20-minute sessions become comfortable, extend the time or tackle more difficult problems. 3. Take control of thoughts. Instead of being occupied by random distractions, direct thinking toward meaningful goals. Focused thinking is a skill that can be developed, much like muscle training. By making it a habit, one can enhance cognitive performance, increase efficiency, and find greater enjoyment in work and problem solving. Step 2. Thinking slowly. The 2-hour deep focus practice. Once the ability to focus for 20 minutes has been developed, it's time to extend that duration. This step involves training the mind to think deeply about a single problem for 2 hours. While anyone can practice 20-minute deep thinking with ease, sustaining focus for 2 hours requires deliberate effort. Just as a runner gradually increases endurance before attempting a marathon, deep focus must be strengthened progressively. At first, thinking about a single problem for 2 hours may seem daunting. It requires patience and discipline, and frustration may arise when solutions don't come easily. However, instead of straining the mind to force answers, this step focuses on developing slow, deliberate thinking. A key principle in mastering slow thinking is learning to stay mentally relaxed. Just as an experienced swimmer moves efficiently without excessive exertion, deep thinkers must release tension and focus calmly. Tension leads to fatigue and reduces problem-solving ability, while slow, steady thinking enhances clarity and creativity. To practice, find a comfortable chair that supports the neck and maintain a relaxed posture. Close your eyes and allow thoughts to flow naturally, treating the process as a mental walk rather than a race. This relaxed state allows sustained deep thinking without exhaustion. Surprisingly, slowing down thoughts often leads to more insights and better problem solving. To progress beyond this stage, mastering slow thinking is essential. When deep thinking no longer feels tiring and becomes a natural part of daily life, the foundation for higher levels of focus has been established. Integrating slow thinking into daily life. One of the easiest ways to practice slow thinking is before bed. Lying down comfortably and thinking about a problem until falling asleep helps train the mind to sustain focus. If an idea emerges, it can be noted down before resuming rest. Another effective time to practice is upon waking up, continuing the previous night's thoughts while still in a relaxed state. Walking in nature is another excellent way to develop slow thinking. A peaceful stroll allows thoughts to unfold gradually, providing a natural rhythm for deep focus. Using a treadmill at a slow pace can also enhance concentration, as the stationary surroundings reduce distractions. Incorporating slow thinking into work or study is equally valuable. Sitting in a relaxed posture while reading or problem solving can increase concentration and reduce mental fatigue. In contrast, a rigid and tense posture often leads to faster burnout and reduced efficiency. By regularly practicing slow thinking in various aspects of life, deep focus becomes second nature. This approach minimizes stress, enhances problem-solving ability, and fosters a mindset that enjoys thinking rather than seeing it as a burden. Step 3. Maintaining optimal conditions. Sustaining deep focus all day. At this stage, deep focus has become a natural part of daily life, and the ability to sustain attention for long periods has significantly improved. However, as deep focus intensifies, maintaining peak physical and mental condition becomes crucial. Just as a runner training for a full marathon gradually increases endurance, the mind must also be conditioned to sustain prolonged deep thinking. A key component of this phase is incorporating regular exercise. Engaging in at least 1 hour of physical activity each day is essential, not for fitness alone, but as a tool to optimize mental clarity and energy. The goal is not excessive physical exertion, but maintaining an ideal state for sustained focus. Overexertion can lead to exhaustion and decrease cognitive function, so moderation is key. Throughout the week, deep thinking sessions should continue, with 2-hour focus periods maintained as in the previous stage. On weekends, one full day should be dedicated to thinking deeply about a single problem. With consistent exercise and mental conditioning, sustaining deep focus for extended periods becomes natural. The power of physical and mental conditioning. Regular exercise has profound effects beyond physical health. It directly influences motivation, confidence, and enthusiasm for work and life. Those who integrate exercise into their daily routine often experience a noticeable increase in drive and mental sharpness, far beyond what external rewards like a salary increase could provide. Unlike temporary boosts in motivation from financial incentives, the energy and passion generated through physical activity continue to build over time. When in peak condition, individuals set clearer, more ambitious goals and have the determination to pursue them. In contrast, when physical and mental states deteriorate, people tend to lose sight of their aspirations and fall into aimless routines. A person in peak condition navigates life with purpose, much like a well-steered ship, while someone in poor condition drifts without direction, swayed by external circumstances. Maintaining optimal condition prevents falling into negative cycles, where lack of energy leads to decreased motivation, which in turn results in poor decision-making and diminished focus. This concept aligns with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When basic physical and mental well-being is compromised, higher cognitive functions, including problem-solving and creativity, are significantly impaired. Integrating peak performance into daily life. Achieving and sustaining peak condition requires a combination of structured physical activity and mindful thinking. Slow, deliberate thinking, similar to meditative reflection, helps calm the mind and cultivate deep focus. Meanwhile, exercise prepares the brain for optimal engagement, making deep thinking more effective and sustainable. Those who fail to incorporate physical conditioning into their deep focus routine may find themselves unable to exit the state of intense concentration at will, leading to exhaustion or burnout. However, by balancing regular exercise with structured thinking practices, individuals can seamlessly transition between focused work and recovery, maximizing both productivity and long-term well-being. Ultimately, deep focus thrives when the mind and body are in sync. By maintaining optimal physical and mental conditions through consistent habits, individuals can unlock their highest potential and sustain deep focus effortlessly. Step 4. Maximizing brain activity. Thinking for 7 days. At this stage, deep focus reaches its peak. The ability to sustain concentration for prolonged periods has been developed through previous steps, and now it's time to push cognitive limits by dedicating an entire week to solving a single complex problem. Just as a marathon runner builds endurance before attempting a full race, deep focus requires gradual training before reaching full immersion. For those new to this level of deep focus, setting aside a full week, such as during a vacation or break, can provide the uninterrupted time necessary for deep focus. The goal is to think about one problem intensely for 7 days, allowing the mind to fully engage with it even during sleep. Initially, little progress may be seen, but by continuously focusing on the issue, the brain eventually shifts into a high-alert state, treating the problem as a matter of survival. The power of deep focus. At this stage, selecting a problem of significant complexity and importance is crucial. When a problem carries real meaning, something that could change one's life or have a major impact, it creates a natural drive for deep focus. Just as investors closely monitor market fluctuations when they have substantial money at stake, the mind becomes more engaged when it recognizes the high stakes of solving a difficult problem. With consistent practice, the brain adapts to extended deep focus. By the third day of sustained thinking, a shift occurs where all mental energy is directed toward the problem, and external distractions fade. This is a state of complete deep focus, where solutions often appear unexpectedly, whether upon waking up or during routine activities. Applying this in daily life. Deep focus on a problem for 7 days is a challenge, but it is one of the most powerful exercises in cognitive development. The process trains the mind to operate at its highest potential, creating a state where problem-solving becomes instinctual. Those who persist, even if they do not succeed initially, will eventually experience the full power of deep focus. This step also highlights the importance of a balanced approach, thinking deeply but at a sustainable pace. Combining slow, deliberate thinking with consistent effort leads to deep insights and, ultimately, a sense of enjoyment in the process. By continuously challenging the brain with meaningful problems, the habit of deep focus strengthens, unlocking higher levels of creativity and problem-solving ability. Step 5. A shift in values, experiencing deep focus for over a month. Reaching the final stage of deep focus is like completing a full marathon and discovering a new version of yourself. At this point, deep focus becomes second nature, allowing for sustained periods of deep thinking whenever necessary. The ability to fully engage in a subject goes beyond problem solving. It expands understanding, transforms perspectives, and leads to a fundamental shift in values. For deep focus to be effective, there must be an unwavering belief that the work being done is the most important thing in the world. Without this conviction, engagement remains superficial, and true potential is never fully realized. The greatest achievers in any field, whether chess grandmasters, world-class athletes, or groundbreaking scientists, deeply believe in the significance of their work. This belief fuels their ability to immerse themselves fully and push the limits of their abilities. The power of value transformation. Values are not formed overnight, but are shaped through repeated experiences. Long-term deep focus naturally leads to a shift in perspective, bringing clarity about what is meaningful and what is trivial. As one becomes fully immersed in their work, the process of generating ideas and solving problems becomes a deeply rewarding experience, much like nurturing a creative project or raising a child. This heightened awareness creates a new way of seeing the world, where distractions lose their appeal and purpose-driven work takes center stage. A sustained immersion of at least a month allows individuals to recognize the true value of deep focus. With this realization, the mindset shifts from simply completing tasks to fully embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Those who experience this transformation gain not only an enhanced ability to think critically and creatively, but also a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Anyone can achieve deep focus. Reaching a state of complete deep focus requires dedication and training. The 5 steps introduced in this journey are designed to build up one's ability to focus deeply. Even without reaching the highest level of deep focus, simply mastering each step leads to significant improvements in learning, productivity, and overall well-being. By developing the habit of structured thinking, stress-free concentration, maintaining peak physical and mental condition, and experiencing prolonged deep focus, individuals unlock their true potential. These steps help break free from the cycle of stress and inefficiency, replacing it with a virtuous cycle of productivity, creativity, and enjoyment in work and life. The ultimate competitive edge: focused thinking. In today's fast-changing world, the greatest asset is not just knowledge, but the ability to think deeply and creatively. The most successful companies recognize this, investing heavily in acquiring top talent with strong problem-solving skills. Deep focus is not only a personal advantage, it is a crucial asset in business, innovation, and success. True success doesn't come from just working harder. It comes from fully engaging with meaningful challenges. By developing deep focus, anyone can unlock new levels of insight, productivity, and fulfillment. Whether for personal growth, academic excellence, or career advancement, mastering deep focus is the key to achieving both success and happiness. Epilogue: The Power of Deep Focus. The author's journey with deep focus was a life-changing experience, revealing the secrets of productivity, creativity, and happiness. Initially unsure if his experience was unique, he sought validation from Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the renowned psychologist behind the concept of flow. Csikszentmihalyi was intrigued, acknowledging that while some aspects aligned with existing research, the structured approach was groundbreaking. Further experiments, including a student's 40-day deep focus challenge, proved that this state of intense concentration wasn't just a personal anomaly, it was a trainable skill. As word spread, business professionals showed immense interest, recognizing deep focus as a powerful tool for success. Deep focus is for everyone. This book is just the beginning. Just as silent reading became a universal skill, deep focus could soon be recognized as an ability anyone can develop. The author hopes more people will adopt and refine these techniques, unlocking their full potential in work, study, and life. Final thoughts. Deep focus is the key to mastering any field. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or creative professional, harnessing this skill will transform the way you think, work, and achieve success. Start training your focus today and experience the power of uninterrupted, high-performance thinking. Subscribe for more insights on productivity, deep work, and personal growth.